watching AHL on Rogers TV.
Welcome back to our first intermission coverage, and as promised, we do have President and CEO of the Ice Caps, Danny Williams. Not only is he in the flesh, there he is forever immortalized.
What a great gift.
What a great gift. This is by Frank Cipra. He's a sort of a professional artist, and for the last 30 years, he has been painting, among many things, goalie masks.
Absolutely.
What is he in the Hall of Fame? He's at
world-renowned.
You're saying Cujo? He painted masks for Cujo.
Hextall.
Ron Hextall.
Yeah.
And now Danny Williams.
Some people say I'm hard to get a gift for. Well, I got to tell you, this was really a total surprise.
Yes.
And my grandson Gabe came in with it on his head, right? But I've got to find a place now to display it, because it's such a beautiful piece of work. It's not something you want to have on a shelf where nobody can see it. I mean, the detail that's gone into it, and the Ice Caps logo that's on it, I mean, people can see it. It's a great piece of work.
Well, it's a professional mask like you see in the NHL. And do you know, like, he just wanted to say congratulations, I guess. Do you know what the story is? How this came to be?
No, apparently a group of people got together and they talked about it, and he said he wanted to do it, and he got a picture. They got a picture done, and he talked to Glenn, and they've been producing this over the last month, completely unbeknown to me.
Right.
And today was a total surprise, but what a wonderful gift, and I'm very, very grateful.
How does it compare when you were premier? I mean, often you'd get little, thank you gifts and dignitaries, and you travel around. How does this compare to some of the things you've got in the past?
This is a special one. Actually, though, if I had had it before I became premier, I could have worn it when I was premier and taken a bit of flack on the head.
I was going to ask you, now, you don't play goal. Are you going to try this out now?
No, there's lots of places where I can wear that, I can tell you
I'm
right
sure
now.
a few people wouldn't mind shooting a few pucks at you.
No, it's getting better, though. It's gotten better since I got out of politics.
So let's talk a little bit. We had you on night one. So
Yeah.
we're now, a little over halfway through the season.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about your thoughts about your inaugural season. Is it everything you've hoped it would be?
Well, I'm delighted. I mean, from a fan perspective, we're sold out now for 22 games in a row. And when I say sold out, people can still come on game day and pick up tickets, but a lot of them now are single seats. That's what we're down to. But the success of the team has been fabulous. I'm just so delighted with Keith and Mark and the boys and the team that they put together and the way they performed. Yeah, we've had a little trouble last night. We've had a few shorthanded goals, and again this afternoon. But the team is, it's in first place in their division, and I think we're second in the conference, I believe, if I remember correctly. So we're doing exceptionally, and we're a great road team. We've a little bit better than 500 at home.
A lot of people have different opinions on there's such a difference in the record on the road and at home. We're going to drop below 500 probably if this game doesn't turn around. So how do you explain that?
Well, first of all, this game will turn around because we'll win this one, so we're not going to drop below 500. The other thing I was told today, which is really interesting, this is apparently the team we're playing here today is the best road team in the league. Yeah. I think they're like 14-3 or something on the road. So, some teams play well on the road, and ours does. A lot of people are saying that because we're playing at home, we're playing teams back to back. They get to know us, they get to understand us, so it's hard to pick up 2 on them. How you would explain losing 2 is probably something different. But, there's a lot of pressure on these guys. They're coming into a rink that's full of adoring fans and game in, game out, and they want to do their best. You can see that the one thing about this team is they never give up, and that's what I love. Even last night when they had the 2 goals, I just said to the person next to me in the box, this is not over. And it wasn't over, but we just didn't have enough to pull it out.
That's the beauty of the post-lockout, NHL, but the AHL reflects that as well. It isn't over at 2-0. No. Maybe going into the third would be in a little different situation. Curious your opinion from the style of hockey, what you were used to with the old St. John's Maple Leafs and the kind of hockey you watched in the AHL versus the AHL of 2011, 2012. What have you seen in terms of the style of hockey?
Well, Brian Burke has made the comment recently. I mean, it's changed, and it's changing by the day as we speak. We did see a scrap there at the end of the period. I'm old style hockey fan. I like rough, tough hockey. But given what's happening with people now and the injuries that are in the level of injuries, you've got bigger, stronger men with better equipment on at much higher speeds, and it's a different game. So, we've got to look out for people's health as well. I do like a tough, aggressive team, but most of all, I like a hard-working team, and that's what this team is here. And, they're giving it to us game in, game out. I still go back to Frankie Bialos. Love Frankie. When Frankie would take the hair back and take the helmet off. But anyway, in those days, if it means people's health, then that's a consideration.
Well, what's been, you mentioned the health, the new information that's coming about the early onset Alzheimer's almost, or symptoms that, that does change things, doesn't it? I mean, you get a lot of people asking questions, what does all that mean? Have you got any thoughts on what's happening?
Absolutely. When you look at the deaths that have happened, with some of the enforcers, now you look at what's happening to Sidney Crosby. Obviously he's getting the best medical advice in the world that he can get, and he's been told at a young age that he's got to be careful. I mean, is it worth having outstanding success for 10 or 20 years of your life and making a whole lot of money and then having a serious medical problem at the end? And I think he's going through that right now. But I do think it's a combination of what's going on in hockey now. The conditioning, the speed, now what they're saying that 12 people on the ice is too much for the small surfaces. Should the surfaces be bigger?
Be wider, yeah.
So it's
as
a
a co-owner, that would be that would impact you. You'd have to open up the rink. That would bring expenses for you. Wouldn't
absolutely.
It?
But that's what's still. At the end of it, you got to do what you got to do. I mean, these are entertainers, professional athletes who have to be kept safe,
right?
And of course, the fans expect a certain type of product as well. So you got to try and find that balance without really compromising health and safety.
Is anything keeping you up at night? You used to be the premier of this province. You used to be in battles royale. Now you've got your team. The team is, like you say, top of the division, second in the conference.
Well, I've got
Time's
the NHL package, so what keeps me up at night now is I just keep watching successive hockey games until I pass out asleep. So, no, I got to say, people have said to me in the last couple of weeks, like, you seem more relaxed.
Right.
Well, I am, because that same pressure is not there, and, you do kind of wear the weight of the world on your shoulders, and that's part of the job.
Yep.
And that's why I think, people need to respect people who are in public life, because it's not an easy job.
Yeah.
I'm out now doing what I love doing and enjoying every minute of it, and it's great to be here today.
I'm sitting here thinking, what are the things that you'll be working on for next season? I mean, the things are going well right now. I mean, is there anything that you're trying to change for the club, something that the fans might be interested to know that you want to see improved or different even for next season?
Well, we'll always try and improve the in-house experience for people.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the team, we're in constant contact through Glenn with Craig Heisinger and Mark Chippen at True North, so we're quite confident that they're going to give us a good hockey product. Well, that's number one. After that, the in-house promotions in between periods is very, very important. The clock is an issue. As far as I understand, Mile 1 and the city are looking at that, looking at options, and of course that's a responsibility that's theirs because it's in the rink. But we've had a great partnership with them. We've worked really well together to find solutions. So I'm hoping they'll come up with that one because I think that'll certainly add to the product next year.
That would be again. It's one of these things that this all happened within a calendar year,
yes.
And you're not going to work everything out in terms of the first year. But I guess the clock is I guess it's the imagery in the center. Some of the fans are saying they'd like to see images at center ice. That clock.
Yeah.
It's think about Mile 1 when it opened. It was the cat's meow.
That's right.
Now it's 12 years old or something. It's not. It's not. It's still a great, beautiful rink.
Yeah.
But it's not state of the art right now.
No, and the technology is not there. And people who are seeing NHL games, people who have gone to Tampa to see Teddy Purcell and his team are seeing this whole brand new clock. That's the whole center of the whole experience. So that's important. But in fairness to Mile 1 and in fairness to the city, we just had to replace the glass, or they had to replace the glass. Big expense. They've had to put a new Zamboni out there, big expense. So they're gradually getting there, and I think we just got to give them time and be patient, but hopefully they'll get that done.
Do you even know what does a clock go for?
It can
it's
be
not
expensive.
cheap.
It can be expensive. It depends on whether if you just get the digital and you get the pixel straightened out and you put new panels in, at ballpark, that could be $200,000, $300,000. You want to get into a new clock with some advertising involved in it, you're probably well over $1 million. So these are big expenditures. And obviously they've got a budget they got to work with.
And you're optimistic. Now we're going to take a quick break. Second period, this game's not over. Hey?
Oh, no, it's never over with this team. You wait and see.
Absolutely. Real pleasure to speak to you. As always, always great to have you on the broadcast. We're going to take a quick break and come back with second period action.